1, 2, 3. Greetings and salutations.
The universe is just doomed.
Here we go.
Here we go. Are you ready? Am I ready? Am I ready? Are you ready?
As ready as
guess
I'll ever
so.
be.
I guess so.
So it is just us tonight.
Yes, it is.
Me, Nicole.
And me, Tessa. Hi.
Hi. And we are doing Poltergeist.
This is your birthday episode.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
Nicole's birthday is tomorrow in the future.
Yes, not to where we're
now.
recording, but when you're listening, my birthday is October 15th.
It is tomorrow.
And this is the movie I have chosen because
Yes.
it is like one of my top 10 all-time
I love this
favorite
movie.
movies.
It's so good. It's so good.
Super good. It's got a little bit of everything for you.
A little bit of everything
Brings
for you.
the emotions a
Yes,
little bit.
it kind of do.
Bring
I got a little
tear. Get a little
bit
choked up.
I got a little
It
bit.
hits different when you have kids.
Yes, that's true. That's
when you're
true.
a mom.
Like, fuck, I'm going to have to go into the fucking
Yep.
closet vortex,
You're going to have to
aren't
go
I?
into the
God
spirit vortex.
damn it.
Yep.
She won't come to you. God damn it.
It's our job.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get right into it.
Yeah,
we don't
let's
have
do it.
any extra business this morning. This morning? It's fucking nighttime.
Nicole.
It's like 8:30 at night.
Right? This morning.
This morning. I felt like I was on a morning show
on
for a
this
second.
day, right? This
On
is
this
a
day.
Good Morning America.
Well,
America.
I'm not hungover because I only had one drink at that show, but I'm like dancing.
Your butt
hungover.
had another one.
My butt had another one. You guys,
She butt chugged some Modelo.
we went to a show and I tried to take a picture with Tessa and she had a beer sitting behind me and I must have my butt tried to drink it and I knocked it over. Didn't realize. I sat in it.
Yeah.
And went.
It was a lot.
I feel like there's something wet behind me and
Did I
reached
pee?
back to realize
Yeah.
that almost an entire tall can of Modelo was behind
Half
me.
a can
Half a can.
had fallen onto the floor and she was sitting in it. And that picture.
Oh, and then we laughed for 5 minutes on the floor because I didn't know what to do because my ass was soaking wet and there was beer all over the floor.
Luckily, it was still the opening act.
Yes.
One of the opening
So we weren't
acts.
missing what we
No.
came there for.
What we came there for. You got to be there for what you came there for.
Yes.
It was just Jim's boyfriend.
But yeah, so I'm feeling a little haggard today.
A little
We
bit.
did a lot of flailing.
Oh my
A
god.
lot of nana flailing.
My body.
Ooh. Feeling my 43 years. Oh, well.
Seriously.
Tomorrow it'll be 44
Oh,
years.
that's right. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, I'm feeling it.
And in a couple weeks, it'll be my turn, not to be 44.
42 for you?
Mm-hmm. 42 for you.
42 for you.
Yes, baby.
Okay, so let's get into this cast.
All right, we got Craig T. Nelson.
The T is for thirsty.
The T is for thirst because for some reason,
As you get older,
there's this thing where that dad energy
is
somehow
fucking hot.
becomes hot. Like
Yep.
when he got cross, when he got stern, I got my ass up out the closet.
You listen to your
listened.
daddy.
I listened. That was a voice of authority.
Hell yeah. His lovely wife, JoBeth Williams.
JoBeth, his wife, bum, 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 bum,
As
bum,
Diane Freeling.
little Heather O'Rourke,
Aw, Carol Ann.
Carol Ann,
And Dominique Dunne.
Aw.
Aw, as Dana.
And the only surviving Freeling child
Oliver Robbins.
as Robbie,
Zelda Rubinstein as
of course,
Tangina.
and Beatrice Straight as Dr. Lesh.
And then I only have just Richard Lawson as Ryan and Martin Casella as Marty.
Oh, okay, good, because I didn't have anybody else.
Okay.
I figure those were the only two. Oh, and directed by Toby Hooper.
It's a Steven Spielberg, Toby Hooper joint. Hooper.
Hooper!
I pronounce O as
Hooper? There's like a U in there somehow.
Somehow.
Like Gary, our boy.
Gary, our boy. That's what we named. This is a long story, but we have a Bat Boy as our son.
Our son is Bat Boy.
And Bat Boy's name is Gary.
Right.
But it's spelled, well, I can't even remember.
Geauxby.
REAUX or GH.
Well, no, there's a GH in
There's
there.
a GH in there somewhere.
But anyway, that's how it's spelled. Our boy.
If you really want to know the scoop, DM me.
Well, that
DM
or
Doom Generation
I don't
Pod
know, I
on
feel like-
Instagram.
I feel like you should have to join the Patreon for that one.
Oh, do you
I don't
really
know.
get the
Maybe
scoop?
not. She'll probably just tell you.
I don't know. Who
She'll
knows?
just tell you.
Who knows?
It's not like it's this deep.
If
dark
somebody
secret.
really listened
It's
and
a
was
really
like, I
stupid
gotta know
story.
about Batboy.
It's a really stupid story. So,
But yeah,
like
when
all
we
of our
talk about
stories.
Gary our boy, we're talking about Batboy.
Yes, it's Bad Boy, her son.
So we start with just darkness and the national anthem is
Yes, it's a Star Spangled, or no, is it the national anthem or Star Spangled Banner? Yeah, whatever. It's the end of the broadcast day.
playing. Remember that?
Remember that when the TV was
When
shut
the TV
down?
stopped at
It was-
like 2
the
a.m.
TV was done,
It was like closing time.
right? Go home. You don't have to go home, but you can't,
Can't
stay
stay
here.
here.
You should
We
be
are
asleep
going-
by now.
And it just went to straight static.
Right,
And that's how
everyone
you
is-
knew you fell asleep with the TV on because you woke up to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or or the rainbow bars. And everyone's asleep except the dog who, do they feed this dog?
I don't ever think they fed that dog. It
Because
was a
he
ghost.
is going room to room looking for snacks.
Yeah, he's picking up potato chips out the bed, making spills.
And he's like, he's looking, he's like licking everybody while they're
I
sleeping,
know.
whatever.
This dog just gets up to shit at night.
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen to this, Willow.
The static's the only one that's who wakes up is the dog.
Right,
That's it.
right. That's all what's going on. And then little Carol Ann,
Little precious face
this
is
little
asleep.
fucking angel baby.
She is like one of the cutest kids of all time.
Oh my God.
And them little bangs,
Ah,
them little jammies. Yeah.
Little footy. Oh my gosh. I guess
So cute.
originally, Drew Barrymore auditioned.
I could
for
have
this,
seen that at the time.
but instead she got to do E.T., which was filmed 20 minutes away from here.
Oh, interesting.
And also, like, at the same time, like, Steven Spielberg was working on.
Damn.
E.T..
Steven was working.
He was
He's
busy
got
that
3
year.
jobs, man.
He is the bus driver, the fireman, the policeman. Yeah, no, he was doing that, and it was like right down. That's why the houses look so similar. The neighborhoods look similar to me.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
E.T.
yeah.
and Cuesta Verde,
Cuesta Verde.
Green Slope. That's
Yeah.
what it means.
Yeah. So it wakes up, the static wakes up Carol Ann and her little walk downstairs.
She's
little
so-
feet, little legs.
little feet, little legs, little angel baby.
And Daddy's asleep in front of the TV.
Of course he is, because he fell asleep down there, like drinking beers and watching the game or the news or whatever the fuck.
And she calls out hello, but she ain't talking to Dad.
Mm-mm.
She talking
To
to
the
the
TV
TV people. What do you look like?
Yeah.
Talk louder. I
I
can't
can't
hear
hear
you.
you.
And at this point, she's like yelling, and everyone
Yes,
wakes up.
Everyone wakes up and comes down and see. And this is where the strobing started, and I was like,
No, this show we went to last night had so many strobing lights.
I can't.
Our old brains can't handle it.
I had to like squint my eyes.
And so they just silently watch her have a conversation with the television.
Right. Everybody comes down like, what
She's
the fuck
like,
is she doing?
5?
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Right?
don't know. And then she like touches the screen.
Yeah. Oh.
But then nothing happens.
No,
It's morning time.
not at that time. And now we're in the model neighborhood nearby in E.T. land. And the guy comes up on the bike with the beer. Like, is he not allowed to
did
drive?
he steal his kid's bike? And yes, you know he has a DUI, and that's why he's coming up on the bike.
Well, this was like before the time that they would have installed those breathalyzers on
True.
your
He could have
ignition.
driven his car.
Well, maybe he was just being responsible.
Maybe.
He's going to get a BUI, though.
Yes.
He's going to get a BUI. He drops all that beer.
But that's because them shit ass kids.
I know,
Trip him
little
up with them
fuckers.
RC cars. But
Them
God,
little fuckers.
I'd probably
Yeah, I know. I know.
that with
I
the
know.
RC
I would
cars.
have fucking done it. This shit looks ridiculous. Whose dad is that?
Right?
Somebody's dad. That's somebody's uncle.
Yes.
Somebody's stepdad.
And now, so he drops these beers.
Mm-hmm.
These kids fuck him up with the RC cars. He drops the beers. These beers are spraying.
Yes.
And he does not leave the spraying beers outside.
No, he
He
brings
comes
them
in his
inside.
friend's home.
Yeah.
And like at no point does anyone mention that he is spraying beer literally all over
He's
their
irresponsible.
house. It does not
He's
ever
irresponsible. The game is on.
come up. What if
Nicole.
that's what summoned the poltergeist?
That's probably what did it. I'd be mad too. Be like, my motherfucking walls.
Like this is the last disrespect that I will fucking
this is.
condone.
I will tolerate no fucking
That's
more.
it.
That is it. That is a bridge too fucking far. This beer thing, this guy.
I'm sorry. I don't know where Diane was at this point, but she needed to come in there and slap that dude up.
She was getting
upside
high in
his
the
head.
bathroom
That's
upstairs.
true.
She was like, fuck.
She's like us. She in that bathtub rolling joints.
Right. She's sitting in the bathroom.
I am not watching the sports ball.
Nope. No, I am not. I'm sitting in the bathroom with my girlfriend.
But the boys are getting rowdy in front of the TV.
Yes, they are. But it gets switched to Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Yeah, because Ben's remote across, or not even across the street,
it's like
right
next door. Yeah.
is on the same frequency because that was a thing, kids.
Yes. Kids.
And we know children are listening to this, so kids, I'm letting you know. And meanwhile, oh shit, Tweety.
Oh, the only casualty of this movie
was Tweety. Yeah, the only film casualty.
The only
of this
filmed
movie
casualty
was
of this movie was Tweety.
And so, so Dad and the neighbor are arguing about the remote. They have a little remote war.
Right. They have a argument over that remote control.
And Mom is about to flush Tweety, which, okay, first of all, you left the bathroom door open.
Yeah.
Second of all, what's with the flush first and hover the bird over the swirl?
You know what? I thought that later because I was like, what is with this fill the bathtub first and dye your hair afterwards?
I have notes
you?
about hair dye. I do. I have notes when we get there.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and that's a big bird to flush down the toilet.
That's not going to go.
I mean,
do you have a poop knife?
Well, back in the 80s, the plumbing was better.
That's true. It
wasn't
right
low
down.
flow.
Nope, it wasn't. It used every single gallon of water.
So maybe you could flush Tweety down the toilet. I don't know.
I mean, I guess.
But
I mean, the goldfish.
He was a chunky bird. Like he was a little roundy.
You can't flush a canary like that.
I don't think so. And of course, Carol Ann busts her because the door is wide open and she's dramatically holding the bird over the swirling water.
Right?
Oh,
because she was high.
Yes, exactly. She was tripping out on the swirl.
Right? She was like, oh, fuck.
So they put Tweety in a cigar box to bury him.
Right. Her stash box.
I was going to say, she says about how Tweety doesn't like the smell. And it's weed.
It's her stash box.
And it's 1982 weed, so
I know.
It don't smell like our weed.
Skunky.
Oh,
I don't know. That weed's pretty skunky.
Well, our weed is skunky. That weed was like
Swag.
dirt weed, swag. You know it was. And so she gets so sweet with her. Put a flower with it.
I know,
Mom.
and a picture of us.
And a napkin for when it's nighttime.
She's so sweet.
And Robbie's up there in the tree watching the big clouds rolling in.
Right, and this, I guess, both the this fucking clown and the tree were based off of Steven Spielberg's like real childhood.
Yeah, his own fears of.
He had like a
kid.
weird tree because this tree is fucking weird.
That tree is weird as fuck. The tree got
that tree.
It's not
has
just
an attitude.
weird. It's weird as fuck.
That tree's got a fucking attitude.
It does,
and I don't like it.
I don't.
It is menacing.
Yes,
I don't like it at all. I'd be like, nah, man, you built this shit. You built this city on rock and roll. I do not want this tree.
Well, and they would have pulled that tree out before they built a brand new housing development.
It's really close to the fucking house.
And
it's
it's
gonna
like
get on
dead.
the pipes. It's not like a leafy green, beautiful fucking tree.
It's all gross.
It's right up your butt.
And Dad has a story about that later, which I have
of course,
notes about.
yeah,
But
I know, but
what?
it's still no. It's a bad idea.
Your vibe meter is off, Craig T.
Did not pass the
the
vibe.
It should not have passed the vibe check.
No, not at all.
And so they bury Tweety.
Yes.
And the dog is licking his chops like he's ready. As
He's
soon as
gonna
they are
eat
done
that bird.
burying him, he starts
gonna
digging
dig it
up.
because they don't feed him.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see no dog bowl getting scooted around by ghosts.
No, because Diane's high all the time. She
She
doesn't.
fucking forgets that dog eats. That's why the kids feed him like whole pieces of toast or whole waffles or whatever.
Yes,
it was
he got
under the
fed a
table.
whole waffle.
Yeah,
They know whole ass
They
waffle.
know their parents forget to feed him. Dad's always at work and Mom's always stoned.
She goes running for the shelter of her mother's
She's in
little
that-
helper.
She's in that giant fucking tub.
Okay, which I have a note about later that she doesn't fucking fill.
No, which
Come
because
on.
it's all bubbles.
There was no.
Oh, that wasn't bubbles.
No,
huh?
it wasn't even filled. She's sitting in a dry ass tub, sitting about an inch of water.
And what's with this psychopath Dana sitting here eating just dry, huge chunks of celery?
Because that
Like a
old
snack.
boyfriend of hers told her that she probably needs to lose the baby fat.
The one that strangled her in real life?
Oh my God. She was strangled on my first birthday and
What?
died 4 days later.
Oh,
In real life.
poor
Dominique Dunne, the daughter of Dominique Dunne and sister of Griffin Dunne.
I was going to say, do you have that note? Because I didn't know that as a kid. Because Griffin Dunne I knew from Who's That Girl? And,
from I knew him from American Werewolf in London.
Mm-hmm. That too. There was a few. There was 2 or 3
There
movies.
was a couple.
Was he in Johnny Dangerously? I feel like maybe like his little brother or something.
I don't know.
But yeah, he was.
And
in
I
a few
watched
things.
Dominic Dunne on like murder shows and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
he's like a whatever.
Poor.
I know
poor
that's
Dominic.
fucking awful. Well, do we just want to talk about what the things are? Because there's that, and then there's also Heather O'Rourke
Right.
died
Of intestinal stenosis or something. They
yeah.
said
She had what was it, cardiac arrest due to sepsis?
something like that because she was all backed up inside.
Well, she was misdiagnosed as having Crohn's disease.
And so they were treating her for
For
that.
something else, and that wasn't what it was.
And it probably made it worse.
Well, if you watch, what is it, Poltergeist 3?
she looks
You
all.
can see, like, she looks puffy.
And that's either because of retaining all because she was backed up, or that's because of whatever
Probably.
medication they
Or
had her
something.
on.
It was whatever. It was probably all backing her up. But yeah, poor thing. She was 12. And then in the second one, they don't even mention Dana because she had died right after this. Well, anyway, that's your true crime moment. It's all very sad.
So yeah, as soon as the funeral's over, she's like, "Can I get a goldfish now?"
Right?
Because she's 5.
Yes. And she kept the goldfish.
Oh, did she?
After the whatever, she kept them as pets.
That's the only closure a 5-year-old needs on animal death at that point is just we buried it, we said a little prayer, we
Right.
put nice things in
That's
the
it.
box with it.
Well, like it's a bird or a fish, which
Yeah.
isn't to say that they're lesser than, but it's like
You don't bond as much,
not as much
to like
as
a
you would
dog
with
or a
like
cat
or a rabbit or a
Yeah.
guinea pig or some shit like that, you know?
And then she immediately is trying to kill these goldfish.
I
So
know,
she
'cause
gets
she's
the
like,
goldfish.
She's overfeeding them. Like, you know what happens to them? If you overfeed them, they turn into sharks.
Sharks.
Like Jaws. Steven Spielberg.
So a storm's rolling in, and Bobby's looking at the spooky ass tree.
Why this fucking clown, though?
Which is Carol Ann's apparently.
Why is it sitting in this chair?
I feel like Carol Ann is a little bit of a Wednesday Addams.
She's doing this
Well, because
to
remember
him?
later when she has the doll whose head is off?
Oh.
There's like, okay, we'll get to that because I have a note too. She has a doll that's head is detached and she like goes and hugs it and the head rolls off. It's like sitting separately from its head.
Oh.
So I feel like she's got a little bit of a
'Cause
morbid.
she speaks to dead people?
Yeah.
Well, because she's special, right?
And
like,
so-
because she continues to do this shit throughout
Right.
two
But it's
more
because she was
sequels.
born in this house and they all like are connected to her because she was born
I
in
did
this
see
house.
that.
I
It was
guess.
because she was born in the house, though. Is that
Well,
what
that's what they said. They're hippies, girl. She probably was born in that big ass bathtub.
They're yippies. Those aren't hippies. Those are yippies.
True.
That's something else.
Hippies gone yuppie.
Yes.
So the storm's rolling in, and Mom's telling her about, your fish will turn into sharks, and this fucking stupid. He has all this Star Wars shit and an alien poster, and then
Yes.
this scary ass clown.
I know. Like,
and-
this clown is too much. But she's like, go to bed. I want to smoke hooters with Dad.
Yes, and this whole scene.
I know. I love this whole fucking scene. Like, he's sitting there,
This
like,
is
rolling
couples
a joint.
goals.
It really is.
It is
Like, this is what you want to do. You want to lay in bed.
watching
roll a
TV,
couple
reading a
Hooters.
book, whatever.
He's reading a book about that ghoul Reagan.
Why
but,
is he
like,
reading about Reagan?
I don't know.
'Cause
Know
he a
thy
yippie.
enemy because he's a yippie. That's why. Because they didn't know about that shit.
And he's
yet.
watching like war shows, I think, too, or
It's,
something, isn't he?
That guy Joe.
Oh, what's that?
I don't know. I
Okay.
just saw that written somewhere. But yeah, this is totally couples goals.
Yes.
Up giggling.
Yes.
And, like having a slumber party.
Him,
Essentially.
yes, being best friends.
Right,
Like he's
like-
up showing his swan dive on the bed, showing off his dad bod,
Yes. Like this is what you
tickling
want.
each other and
This
stuff.
is what you want.
And
She's
that's-
got that. She's throwing that hair around.
Yes, and I think that's part of why this is my favorite movie, or one of my favorite movies, is because as a kid, you related with the kid stuff, and it was just scary. But then as
Right.
an adult, you also see the whole dynamic and
Family
what a good
dynamic
set of
and
parents
whatever.
these
Yes,
are.
because they are. It's
Yeah.
a really loving family.
Yeah.
They all have a
Absolutely.
really great
I mean, mom
relationship.
shouldn't have fucked with fucking
Well,
Poltergeist, but
We'll get there.
it's not because
Like,
she's a
that's-
bad mom.
No, she was just high.
She's just high, man. You do these things. She white and she high.
Well, see, now I would not have because I
but
was high.
I
But, like,
probably
I don't fuck with
not
that
like
shit.
she did, but I would have fucked with it.
I would have fucked with it, but I would have put like stuff.
Right, I wouldn't have put
I
my
wouldn't have put my
child
baby
in
in there.
No, not Maybe the oldest, who was her stepdaughter, apparently.
Right? Like, Dana, you go.
Get in this circle. Let's
You're
get your
already
ass
fucking
across
with
the floor.
something that's like, because we'll get there. We got
Yes.
notes about that shit.
Okay, so the scary ass clown. Okay, so they're
Yes,
watching TV in bed.
Yes.
They're being adorable.
This is the vibe. He's all like, Robbie comes in and fucks their whole gig up.
Yes, he do.
But then, like, Craig T goes in there being all good daddy.
he carries him in on his back and lays in the bed
she,
with
like,
him.
gets that one last hit before she...
Yeah, she puts it out like one discreet, like. And I love also the realism in this movie as far as that. So even though they're apparently like upper middle class yippies, there's messes. You see that there's a pile of like carpet samples against the closet that's probably been there for 6 months while they're trying to figure out what new carpet they want. And there's pile of toys by their TV in their bedroom because the kids come into their bedroom and play too. And you know,
right?
it's just
like it's just there's shit
it's not
everywhere.
immaculate.
Like, no, exactly. Like it's
like
not
a family
staged
lives
home.
here.
Like it looks like somebody actually lives there.
There was attention to detail here.
Yes, I think so.
Oh, and we can't be before he takes Robbie to the room when he's doing his Donald Duck voice in bed, and she's like, "I love it when you talk dirty."
Yes. See, that's the goal, man. That's what you want. A
sense of humor will get you far.
That's what you want. That's what you want.
But he puts Robbie to bed and he teaches him about the counting lightning. Between the lightning and the thunder.
This is some bright ass motherfucking lightning.
It is
bright ass motherfucker. That's what I'm saying. I was like, oh,
it was very bright.
Ah,
and that's when Robbie's talking about the tree. I don't like the tree, and Dad tells this story about the tree's been there since before the house was there, and I chose this place
to
because
protect
the tree is
us.
wise and to protect. All right, why don't you just buy this kid some blinds?
Because he's high too. Yeah, get him some blinds,
some blackout curtains.
I know they had
room.
them.
Mm-hmm.
I know they existed.
And Carol Ann's in bed with her little toy phone, and it rings, and she's like, "Dad, it's for you." I want to know what would have happened if he took that call.
Right?
Was there really a call
like,
for Dad?
Yeah. I'll take a message.
Yeah. And so he goes out. He thinks everything's all well. But then the next scene, both kids are in bed with them.
Yes, they end up all in bed in the big bed all together.
In the big bed.
Yes.
And the TV's doing the anthem again.
Right, and it goes off to static. And now again, the strobing light.
Lots of flashing
in
with
here,
the static.
And little Carol Ann
indecipherable
wakes up,
whispering kind of happening.
And there's like a ghostly hand reaches out and like all
sparkles on the screen.
Specters are coming through the room and go shooting
a stream
through
shoots out into the wall above
and
the
it
bed.
starts shaking. Everything starts shaking and everybody wakes up and they look at her and she's like, they're here.
And then that's end of scene.
End scene. Yeah, that like there's no more after that.
Right. So that's it for that night.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day, it's like a regular day. Like some weird shit happened. There was an earthquake. That's all they know.
Well, like nobody else felt it. He's on the phone with like his
other
boss
people
or whatever.
that live
They're
nearby, and they're like,
he's
"What are
like,
you
that
talking
was
about?"
like a 6.5. Like, how did you not?
They're like, "Yeah, there was damage. Like shit was falling off the wall.
Like there was things all over the place, and this is in Simi Valley. So yeah,
okay.
I mean that
it
would be
been
possible
in the valley. Man.
In the valley. But
and the kids are arguing playfully at the table, throwing cereal at each other. Barf bag.
Cute. Yeah, you're a barf bag.
Doggy bag.
You're a doggy bag.
And Diane asked Carol, "What did you mean last night when you said they're here?"
Yeah, and she's just like the TV people.
Just cash.
Yeah, like, whatever. And did you notice, what was that on Dana's head?
Oh,
she had like Statler and Waldorf.
I did not.
Bows or some shit. It was weird.
I did not pay any attention.
It almost looked exactly like a little Statler and a little Waldorf on like her ponytails.
Oh my God, I did not even notice.
I
I'm
looked
gonna have
close.
to go
I was
back
like,
and
maybe I'm just tripping and it's not like actual faces.
This
but
is
no,
the
they were
problem with
faces.
typing notes while you're watching is I
could not see what that was, but she had some weird situation going on up there.
Check it out. So yeah, she says TV people, the bottom of Robbie's glass just fucking cuts off and drops into his cereal bowl.
Like, he's not going to eat that now.
No. And Dad has tied himself into the phone cord because phones used to have cords.
Yes, and
in
he
his
took
tie.
a really long time to tie that tie. He was doing this
Because he was talking and
Yeah,
that's it. He was
I
talking
guess.
and tying
yeah,
his tie.
and
It's too
adjusting
many
his tie.
things. And so Dana gets on her bike. Oh,
Yes.
wait. First, Robbie notices that both his fork and his spoon are
all
like
bent
all
up.
bent up.
And is that Gene Shalit on the television?
Oh, I did not clock it.
I don't know. Whatever. So anyway, Dana goes outside. She's leaving for school.
She gets on her bike and heads out, and these workers who are digging a pool
Are out there harassing her, like right in front of her home, her parents, her family.
she gives them the old bite my thumb at you and
Yeah.
then finger. What do you call that move?
I don't know, but
Because
she
we
does
used to
flip
do
them
with
off,
the
like
fist like that,
yeah.
but we haven't done that.
I don't know,
in
the
30
fist
years.
fuck thing. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. But
Yeah, so she tells them to fuck
Diane's
off.
in there watching, like, yeah, fuck you, whatever, but dig my pool.
And like we haven't apparently Diane, I always thought in this movie was her mom, but I guess it's the stepmom.
That in the novelization, apparently, it goes further into that she is the stepdaughter of Diane and the daughter from a previous marriage of Stephen.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Diane thinks Dana's super cool. She's
Yeah,
like, yeah,
I guess so.
so proud.
And let me just tell you, if I catch some motherfucker playing in my window like this worker coming in her window.
I don't have there yet because I have the note about her telling Carol Ann that watching the static close is not good for her eyes. And then
yes.
she flips the channel to a war movie.
Yeah, that's better. And she doesn't move.
No.
Not 1 inch away from that television screen.
And then the dog is barking at the hole in the bedroom wall, and he goes and like brings
That's
the ball to the hole.
Is there a hole?
It's not a hole, it's like a burn mark or something.
And they didn't realize that was weird?
That this star-shaped burn mark isn't concerning to you?
Yeah. Like, was that there the night before? Did you put your joint out up there?
You know, that's their first thought.
Right?
Wake
Like,
up in
oh,
the morning,
fuck.
like, damn, how stoned do we get?
On that red hair.
During the earthquake, I
Yeah.
stubbed my joint out on the wall. So yeah, the dog brings, and now I don't know if the dog has a name. They said it maybe once, and I did not write it down.
I did
So it's
not
just
get a
the
name
dog.
of the dog, yeah.
Brings the ball to the hole, and then mom, meanwhile, yes, now she
Brings
finds
the ball to the hole. Yeah, this
she finds
motherfucker-
this dude, money pit style, leaning in your goddamn window,
First of all,
sampling her sauce.
You put your mouth on my stirring spoon and then
put it
that
back?
back. Disgusting.
You can have
You
this pot of
harass-
sauce now.
Down your pants. Wildin'.
Mm-hmm.
You harass my teenage daughter.
Who she's supposed to be? What, 16?
Yeah, right out in front of my face. You get up in my window.
And this dude's name was supposed to be Pugsley. She called him Brutus or
Bluto? Yeah,
but
yeah.
his name was supposed to be Pugsley, which they
I
never
call him
said.
asshole.
Right. So she shuts the blinds, takes her cut back, like,
Right. She's like, get fucked. Get out of here.
and she sees that all the chairs are pushed back from the kitchen table again.
Right. She's like, did you do this to Carol Ann?
Well, Caroline creeps up on her first. 'cause
Right.
she
She's
was
like, ah!
yeah.
Oh, shit. You're creepy.
And she goes and pushes them back in, turns around to walk to the cabinet to get some cleaning stuff.
Stands up, turns around, and boom!
Pyramid of chairs up on the
They're
table.
all balanced, too. Like
And
all
did you
that-
see that was a one take?
Yes.
That they had
They
them
did
ready?
that. Yep.
And just ran them
the
in.
time it took her to actually do that. It's a 4-reel in-camera trick.
And Diane looks at Carol Ann. TV people?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Do you see him? Do you? Nope.
Nope. And she grabs Carol Ann, and the scene fades out to Dad in a duplicate kitchen in one of the
Right.
model homes.
He's out there selling homes in Cuesta Verde, the development or whatever, and all the phases and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. And he says they were like the first.
Right, the first tenants in this community.
Right.
So we see more storm clouds coming in.
It's like
that
Fright
night.
Night skies.
What time does Dad get home from work?
I don't know.
Because I have a note about that in the final part where, like, it was like
They're
9
going to
PM?
bed. She said he was coming home early.
And it's 9 p.m. or some shit. 9 p.m.
It's dark. The kids are going to bed. She's taking a bath. And they got to leave
Yeah.
for reasons we will explain later.
We will get there, but yes, I got questions. So yeah, the storm's coming in again. And when Dad gets home from work,
She's already like, she runs
Come
out.
inside,
Diane's
get
like, come on,
inside.
Kevin, you got to come see this.
and she has drawn all over the kitchen floor with, I don't know what, chalk and something else. Black
don't
and
know.
white marks.
I don't know. She did something.
She got a circle on one side, some arrows, and a circle on the other side.
Right.
And she's like, watch
you
this.
gotta
And
watch
he's
this.
just
He's
like,
what? I
and
just
he
got
still
home.
had his sunglasses on.
Yes.
It was dark and
'Cause he's
lightning
high.
outside. He was smoking a joint on the way
Right.
home. Oh, and you wouldn't
his
think his
custom
office is
cruiser.
that far when they live in the place that he like
You would
works
think
for.
that he was going to model homes of the same home that he lives in.
They're all within probably a 10-mile radius, you would think. I don't know. I don't know.
He's all fucking around. He's just driving
he's like
around.
so tired and hungry. And,
I know.
And Carol Ann comes in like, Mom didn't cook any dinner.
Yeah. Because she's too busy in her Daisy
Getting
Dukes and her little
fucking playing with ghosts.
Diane.
Ma'am, you are a good mom. Remember where you're at. Come on.
Remember where you're at.
Now, if you had immediately noticed this and said, kids, go to grandma's house.
Right.
And started fucking around.
Sure.
Okay. Sure.
Great.
All right. But like, first she does the chair.
Yeah.
She shows the chair.
Well, she even has it like the little
She
feet
puts
of
it in
the
the
chairs
feet
or whatever.
in the
yeah.
circle, and then it slides the arrows.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And then
she jump. Woohoo!
yes,
She
like a
jumps in the
cheerleader.
air. I'm gonna have to use that picture of you I have where you're jumping like Diane for this one.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
have
I'm
to find
jumping
that.
like Diane.
Woohoo!
It's just like that.
Totally. And so Carol Ann yawns. She's like, they've been doing this all day.
She comes out with a Rams helmet.
And she puts her in the circle. Watch this.
Yeah.
Steven, go stand on the other
Yeah.
side of the room.
And whoop.
And she's like, Mommy, that burns. And rubs her butt.
I know. So like she's like, "Oh, I gotta wax the floor."
I
so
want
is it
pepperoni pizza.
because she's been doing this all goddamn day? Like, no.
This poor kid has
No.
friction burns on her ass.
No, not the kid.
And Diane says she tried it too. She wants him to try it. There's a tickle and a tickle that
And it like pulls
you.
you from the.
And it's like you can't breathe, but you can. So cut to them at the neighbor's door.
And you repeatedly did that to your kid?
Right? Where it feels like you can't breathe. And you know
Diane.
it's ghosts.
Diane. Or aliens or something. Like, you
not
know this shit
of
ain't
this
right.
world. Yes. So they go to Ben's house, the remote control guy,
Yes.
to ask
With
about
the mosquitoes.
Oh, and there's so many mosquitoes, and it never brings that up again. So I'm not really sure
Mr. Teague talks about it later, like, "Oh, why do you have these lights so bright? You're gonna bring every bug in."
But that was at Ben's house, so I'm not sure. His light wasn't that bright.
I don't know. Whatever.
But this
I
was a
feel it
weird
right
whole
now 'cause
conversation. I know we're getting bit the shit up out here in
bit
California.
the shit.
But they have this whole weird conversation about, well, I don't know, could be bit by
like-
mosquitoes. Son, you ever been sucked on by a mosquito?
Right?
And, it's like,
And she's like, "Well, no, really. Like, they're trying to."
yeah, they're trying to
'Cause it sounds
awkwardly
ridiculous.
ask, have you had any disturbances lately?
They're not friends like that, so
No.
you can't.
You know, like dishes or furniture
Yeah, like
moving by
moving.
itself.
Like, that's weird.
And you don't see his answer. You just see them get home and she's putting calamine lotion all over his bites.
Right. And it's another stormy night.
And he's like, we need to call someone. And she's like, who? Who do you call for this? We got furniture movers. Like, I don't think we need that. So Robbie's counting the storm again.
Mm-hmm.
And Diane's telling Steve that he's overreacting. It's not dangerous.
Oh, and that's right about the time that the tree breaks through the goddamn window.
Yep. And fucking giant tree hands
come
grab
up and
Robbie.
grab Robbie and take him out.
And so it goes from like not 0 to 60, but like 15 miles to 120 miles out of nowhere. Like there's been barely any supernatural shit, and then all of a sudden this tree has come to life and grabbed him out of his bed.
Once the tree grabs him and takes him out, is the window now not broken because they can't get there, or
because they never? Yeah, they don't. Because it
like
clearly
tree
broke
is,
the
like,
window.
Yeah. But it seems like once he gets out there, it seems like the tree is holding it shut, but that the windows are not broken. Like they can't. That's why they go outside.
I just thought they didn't want to go through like the broken window or whatever. There was glass everywhere or something.
Wouldn't you take the most direct
And it never
route?
shows like that window getting fixed
No.
or.
Huh.
I didn't even think about that.
Because I would imagine you would. Because they try.
Because they run in, they see him getting taken.
Right.
They go try to run outside one door, and the tree blocks the door.
Yes.
And meanwhile, while this is happening, the closet opens in the kids' room.
The light is in there. It's a fucking thing. It's sucking stuff through.
And before we find out what happens, it's a perfect time to take a break. We'll be right back. Am I supposed to do that?
Hey, you guys!
Guess what we got for you?
Ooh, it's a surprise.
Discounts.
Ooh, get there now.
8bitzombie.com. I'm telling you, I got some shirts from there. I got some stickers from there. This is good quality shiz.
Yes, else we wouldn't be telling you about it right now.
He throws in some little extras, like some cool trading cards, like Mr. T, Jurassic Park, stuff like that.
Before he even knew.
Yes,
She
that was just.
was.
I found them online. I ordered some shirts because I couldn't find a Chainsaw and Dave shirt anywhere else.
No.
Or a cartoon Beetlejuice shirt anywhere else.
No, and that Bebop shirt, I want it.
So 8, BITZOMBIE.com, code DOOM, DOOM, for 10% off. Get over there now.
Today.
And we're back.
We're back, and this closet is sucking up all the shit out of this room.
Like everything. The
All of
toys
it.
are getting sucked in, and nobody notices because the parents are outside trying to save Robbie.
Well, because he's like gonna get eaten by this fucking tree.
Like, fully.
I know.
It just opens its mouth and starts eating him.
Like he's up there, he's screaming, he's bloody, he's gooey, he's a mess.
Carol Ann's inside screaming for mommy,
Yes.
but everyone's outside.
No, they're trying to save him from this tree. So like she gets sucked into.
Because she's got a wicker headboard.
Yes, she's tried this little like dolly baby that's attached.
Oh,
Did you see it? It's like a little like mechanical kicking baby. Like it's like a wig
I
and
didn't
some
even
legs.
notice.
It's like not really. I mean, I would imagine because they probably had shit, right?
right.
I guess this was either this part or later when she almost gets sucked in again.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, that was the only part that scared her, like for real.
Well, that would be crazy.
Was like with all the shit flying by
Yeah.
and like getting sucked into the closet. Apparently, that was the thing that scared her. So Steven Spielberg was like, "You don't have to do it again. Like it's
just the
fine."
once.
Yeah,
So,
just the once is
so
good.
Dad gets Robbie out of the tree,
Uh-huh.
but it uproots, and the root grabs Robbie by the leg and tries to drag him back.
Yes.
And then when he gets him out, this like black cyclone
Yes, you
tornado
can see it like taking off.
sucks him up.
Because Dana now has also ran out.
Yes, she got off the phone finally.
Yes, she was on the phone. That's right. Go to bed, Dana. Get off the phone, Dana.
And then everyone realizes once they get Robbie, where's Carol Ann?
Oh, shit. I left her in the house.
So they go, they're searching the house because apparently Robbie was just a red herring.
Oh, Robbie was just a red herring.
It didn't want him at all.
No, they were just trying to distract them.
And they go in the room and see everything sucked into the closet, and they're like, oh my God.
Shit. Like she's.
They're like,
in there,
this is
they
the
find-
So I Married an Axe Murderer closet. You can
Yes.
fit all of the things in the
Yes.
house inside this closet.
It's like another room in there.
Yes. And they start digging in and they find this blanket with like a body shape.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Like she's under there. She's dead. She's unconscious.
Nope, it's this goddamn
It's
stupid
that
scary
fucking
clown
again.
Fuck this
Oh,
clown.
my God. This fucking clown. Why? Where did they get it?
Right? It's
Where
like,
did they get
it's
it?
the size of Carol Ann.
It's awful.
And she wanted it,
Even
or
in
you came home with it?
1982, it's awful.
I don't even,
Horrible.
I have no explanation for this clown.
It's terrible. I fucking hate it.
So they search the whole house, and Robbie's standing in the room in shock as this like wind up, and he's just this poor kid.
I know he's bloody. He's gooey, muddy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like in shock.
And so they're all running around calling for her. Oh God, the swimming
Oh
pool!
my God, the swimming pool. Like
So
they
Dad
run down
runs out there, jumps into this muddy water. Can't
There's
find
nothing
her.
there. There's nothing there. So now Robbie's up there freaking the fuck out
Because he can hear her on the static TV.
on the TV, and now Mom's up there.
Mommy.
Oh wow, help me!
And her voice is all like it came through the TV.
Ghostly and shit.
Mhm.
So now Mom runs up there like, what?
Because he's in there screaming, Mom!
Right.
Mom!
You see this profile with his teeth?
Oh my God, this poor kid with his little beaver teeth.
Oh, I mean, like,
I'm sure they got better. I'm sure he got some braces or something.
I don't
He could
know.
at least afford some braces after being in
I would
Poltergeist.
hope. You would hope. I don't know. But
And
they
so he's
hear
like,
her.
Carol Ann!
Yeah, I hear her. So now they hear her. She's like somehow in the TV.
I can't see you, Mommy. Where
Oh.
are you? So then, cut scene.
Right. Like, how long has
And
this
an
been?
indeterminate amount of time later, little enough that Robbie's face is still fucked up.
Right.
But long enough that it's been concerning for like him missing work, for the dad missing work.
Right. Well, this is
and
also
that they found this paranormal investigator.
This is also indicative of the times. Like they called no cops.
No cops.
This child is not missing. Little
Because
Jean
you know
Benet.
she's in the fucking TV.
I know.
So
like,
what are you gonna say?
Right. Like they have.
They're gonna accuse you of Jean Beneting her.
You've been Jean Benet.
Before Jean Benet, they'll already be like, you Carol Ann this girl. Jean Benet got Carol Ann.
Oh shit.
She's in the TV still.
Oh no.
If they
Could you
hadn't found her
imagine?
body, unfortunately.
Aw.
Sorry, Jean Benet.
I know that is my Roman Empire. That's what I think about often.
Tessa has to know how
I have
who
to
killed
know.
Jean Benet Ramsey.
Just tell me. I don't get to tell nobody.
You just call me 702-720
Yes,
Doom.
just send a text message.
Tell us
Just
who
let me
killed
know.
Jean Benet Ramsey, please.
I think I know, but you know.
But you want to just have
I want to
confirmation.
know. I just want confirmation. Just tell me. I won't tell nobody.
So I don't know how he found them. It doesn't
No.
ever say, but
Nope.
he goes to like a college or a
It seems like a college campus.
and he finds some paranormal researchers,
Right.
Dr. Lesh and Ryan and Marty.
Right.
And they're asking him about the family and have you gotten any tests? They haven't gone to the police.
Right. No, of course not.
Because what are you going to say?
Right.
And he doesn't care about whatever their investigation, just find my little girl.
I want to find my kid.
and
She's
he
in the
looks
house
like
somewhere.
shit.
Yeah, he does.
So it's been definitely like at least a week.
because he looks like he's not slept.
I'm going to say, I'm going to go 4 to 7 days.
I can't imagine being coherent, not knowing where my little one is.
But
for-
hearing her voice through the fucking TV going, Mommy, Mommy, help me.
I can't
oh my
see
God.
you. I can't see you. I would have lost my fucking mind.
I feel like why he looks even shittier than the mom is because at least she's talking to her mom.
right?
She ain't calling out, Daddy, Daddy, where are you?
Well, she does. She does when she's like, say hi to Daddy.
She says hi, Daddy, when Mom tells her to, but when she's crying out, she's
well,
not
that's
saying,
why
Daddy,
Mom
I
had to
can't
go
see
through
you.
the fucking.
Well, because she's a stay-at-home mom and he's a working
true.
dad.
That's true.
So
That's
she
true.
loves
That's
her
the
dad,
dynamic.
but she's
That's the
bonded to her
dynamic,
mom.
Of course.
Yeah. At that age, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It gets less so as they get older.
Well, that and she seems like she's at home with Mom. Like she's
Right.
not old enough to go to school.
She's 5, but yeah,
She
she should
is
be.
old
Or
enough
maybe
to go to
she's in like
school.
afternoon kindergarten, and because all
Maybe.
that shit happened
Or
that first
morning.
day, she kept her home because the
Maybe,
ghost shit
maybe.
happened immediately.
The ghost shit started happening.
And then did you catch that Dr. Lesh mentions a case in Redlands?
Oh no, I didn't.
She's like, we had a case in Redlands with a child. Or no, it was Ryan. Ryan,
Oh.
about the car rolling, that it took 7 hours to go 7 inches or whatever. And he tells him the
Oh.
story. He says it was in Redlands.
Was it Gravity Hill?
He didn't say. He
Or
just
was
said
it
in
the
Redlands.
schoolhouse?
Right? Because there's haunted
There's
places out
haunted
there.
shit in Redlands. I know there is.
So Ryan's getting all cocky, this assistant telling
Right.
Craig T about this time lapse. Oh, because they're back at the house now.
Right,
so
right.
they've come to the house.
Yes. They're checking it all
He's
out.
like,
They're
oh, I
doing
got
an
this time
investigation.
lapse footage of over 7 hours. This car rolled 7 inches. And Craig T just looks at him like,
He's like, I don't give a fuck. Find my baby.
he unlocks the door, like, opens the door, and there's just all
Yeah.
this shit flying around this
right?
room.
Like, so check this shit out.
Toys coming to life. The clown's like riding the bed like a rodeo.
Woo!
And they're just all,
Yeah.
they go
Okay.
downstairs and Dr. Lesh is like, she can't
Yeah.
even drink her tea. She's shaking so bad.
Her tea with probably booze in it. She probably snuck
Yes.
a little. We know about her.
And Diane's very calm.
Mm-hmm.
She's just, talking to them about what's been going on.
Yeah, this is what's happening in my house right now.
And Dr. Lesh starts talking about haunting. Oh, wait. The whether your house is haunted is hard to say while a tea kettle drags
Right.
itself across
Yeah.
the table.
Just
in front of
casual.
her.
Just
and the
casual.
lamp
They're
starts
like,
flashing.
Weird. And she was like, well, it's either a poltergeist or like a haunting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's different.
It could
and,
suddenly end at any time.
Oh,
unless
so
it's a
this could end
haunting.
at any moment. Like, really? My kid will just pop back up?
Right. Just bam.
Thanks.
Without us doing anything.
Thanks for your fucking help.
So Diane goes and turns on the TV to show them how they communicate with
Yes.
Carol Ann.
She's like, this channel works best. We hear her best on this
On
channel.
Channel 3 with the
I know. That's what you got to do. You got to have the little splitter.
Yes. So Mom starts calling for her, and the dog sits up and starts barking at the ceiling.
Right. Look at the dog.
And that's when she tells her to say hello to Daddy.
Right.
And he's like,
And this
hello,
is-
sweet pea. And I'm like,
Oh,
God damn it.
come on. This is one of like the earlier depictions of EVP.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Because they had all this equipment in like in
Right, right, right.
1982. That was a lot.
It was a lot, and like you see it all the time now.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess back then it wasn't quite as common. So this is one of the earliest depictions of that shit.
Yeah. So this scene here is one of many very touching, like tear to your eyes. Can you see, mommy?
No,
Mommy, where
Help
are
me.
you?
Yes.
Can you find me? Can you find a way home
talk
to us?
me, baby.
Oh, I'm afraid of the light,
Yes,
mommy.
stay away from the light.
So yeah, Dr. Lesh says, tell her to stay away from the light.
It's dangerous.
And she's like, it's a way out. And she's like, no, not for her.
Right,
Stay away from it.
right.
And then all of a sudden, the ceiling just drops all kind of dusty jewelry onto
Right,
the floor.
a bunch of shit falls through the ceiling, and it's like, oh shit.
And like this hasn't happened in the week up till
Until
these people
just
showed
now,
up.
I guess.
This is the first time shit dropped out of the ceiling.
And like, do they ever really explain that? Is
No.
it like these people's shit?
Apparently, yeah, it's all the
Okay.
people that are.
Because some of it was new, some of it was old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, that's just kind of weird, though. Because it also seemed like silverware.
Right? It was
And-
all kinds of stuff jangling out of the ceiling.
Jangling. It reminds me of, I wonder if it was used like this was a callback from Nope.
Oh,
With all
how
that-
it all. Yeah, okay. Because he does like to use a lot of old
He do.
movie
I
references.
don't know if that was
so
a thing, but like I feel
Okay.
like all that shit falling from
Yeah.
the ceiling or the sky was like
I get that.
this.
And so she's like, Mommy, there's somebody here.
Yes, like
Mommy,
she
is
hears-
it you?
No, it's not me, baby.
Who's with you,
Who
baby?
is it? Who's with you? And she's like,
Bastard,
help me.
she's just
Help.
a baby.
Oh, she's just a baby.
And then they hear all these thumping noises,
right,
like in
it's
the
like
walls,
running or whatever. Like she's running away
and screaming, "Help!
Help,
Help!" And when she's standing, Mom's standing at the
Ugh.
bottom of the stairs. Oh, I cried.
I did. I'm
When
about
she-
to right now.
This breeze blows through her, and she's like,
I felt her.
she moved through me.
through me, through my
I can-
soul.
Yes,
Look at
I can
this is my
smell
baby.
her.
I can smell her.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Cue the waterworks.
Seriously, I'm about to have a sip. Hold
So they hear more thumping, and something else comes down the stairs
There's
and
like
blasts them all.
explosions. Yeah. And like she's gone.
Yeah, they don't hear her anymore.
No.
And Dr. Lesh is like, where was she when she disappeared?
Right.
We got to get to the bottom of this.
Right,
so
right,
they
right.
say bedroom closet. And she said, let's go up there. And the dad's like, they're not
No.
going to let you in there.
Right. That's just there's
We'll
all
just
kinds
see
of
about that.
wild stuff. But the other guy was
And
it
then Marty
Marty
comes down with this, and this is, you don't see how
No.
it happens.
No.
Nobody else ever gets bitten, but he comes out with this giant
Huge
bite mark on his torso.
which is like I feel like one of the more sinister things that
and
happen.
like if I were him, I would have left right then. You need medical
Bye.
attention.
Bye. You're
Do
gonna get
ghosts,
an
you
infection.
have ghost rabies.
Oh.
Go to the hospital.
Oh.
A ghost bit you.
It was huge.
It was his whole side.
That's a demon.
Ugh.
A demon.
But they decide they're gonna spend the night.
Yeah, sure, but down here.
And Dad tries to get the mom to leave with the kids.
She's
and
like, hell no.
And Dana's like,
Bye.
she's been freaking this whole time. And like, how has she been in this house every day? Like, she seems like she would have been at her friend's house this whole time.
Well, she eventually is
She
out
does,
with older
but yeah.
men.
Yes. So the investigators fully set up all their equipment,
Right.
and they have a little whisper meeting.
Yeah, they're like, well, the portal is in here.
And what about
Exit's got to be out there.
Is there any explanation that's not paranormal? Is
It
there
could
like
be like a recording. It might be like a radio
picking
signal.
up shortwave radio
It could be doing
signals?
something like that. They could have her hidden somewhere in the house.
And Steve wakes up to like, it's like them having this little whisper meeting about where is
Right?
the entrance and the exit of,
Of
this
this portal
yeah, yeah.
or vortex or whatever.
And everyone sleeps downstairs now. So
Yes.
Dr. Lesh tries to turn off the staticky TV,
And she's like, no.
Diane's like, no.
What if she's gone after that? Like, you can't just turn off the TV. That's how we talk to her.
And then they have a whisper conversation.
Yes. And then she's like, do you want a little sip of my drink?
And she's like, oh, hell yeah. Do you need a glass? She's like, no. Hell no. And so they have a little giggle
Right.
about how scared Dr. Lesh was. Well, like, fuck yeah.
Yes.
Bitch.
Are you? Come on.
You've been around this for a week. Shut up. Like you're old,
Shut up.
old hat at this
I
ghost
know.
business.
Like, how did you? She leaned into this hard because she's
did.
high all the
It's 'cause
time.
She high.
She started this shit.
And Robbie wakes up and is like, if I die, would I be a ghost stuck in the house like my sister?
Right.
And they're like, your sister's
she's
not dead. No. And then he says something about tying a rope to him and they could pull them
Right.
back.
And they're like, oh, yeah, well, you shut up, but I'm going to remember that.
Right? And so Dr. Lesh starts talking about the light and about that when you die, this light has all the answers to all the questions.
Right. You become part of it and whatever. But some people,
they don't know they died.
right. And they refuse to go into the light and they walk around like not knowing what the fuck is going on.
Or they just get lost on their way to the light and need someone to guide them.
Right. And that's what she might be doing. Is that where she talks about it, or does Tangina talk about that?
I think
later?
that's what Tangina talks
okay.
about.
That's right.
So everybody goes to bed, and Robbie tells everyone good night, including the TV. And then Marty,
this motherfucker gets up because he's
he
hungry.
done demolished the Cheetos because she she's like,
she was like,
there
well,
was a
here,
scene
treat
cut
yourself.
out where she was like, here, everybody,
Treat yourself.
you need to relax. So
Relax.
he done ate all the Cheetos, and
Right.
he goes to look for more grub.
So he goes in the fridge and pulls out a whole steak.
A raw, loose steak
Raw,
from the fridge.
loose steak that he then
Is this
just
Gremlins?
lays on the countertop.
Loose chicken? Raw
But
steak?
he lays it on the
So wait,
countertop.
first
Is he
he
gonna
gets a
cook
chicken leg with no
Yes.
plastic wrap, not in any container.
that
He
loose
pulls
chicken,
a loose chicken
right?
leg out, puts
It
it,
was
in
an
his mouth,
80s thing. Everybody had loose chicken.
and then he gets this raw steak out of the
That he
fridge,
smells
and then just lays on
and
the
lays it
bare
on
ass
the
counter.
Yes.
And you were what, at 2 a.m. gonna cook a fucking steak, Marty?
Are you just gonna eat the steak, Marty?
Like you just invited yourself into these
Did
people
somebody
who are having.
punch you and you needed to put the steak on your eye, Marty?
This whole scene is insane. So yeah, he
Weird.
gets this loose steak from the fridge. And he's eating this chicken leg, eating a chicken leg while cooking a steak in a stranger's home whose child has been kidnapped by ghosts. Marty,
Right. You're supposed to be on fucking call right now,
have
Marty.
some sensitivity. So the
Have
steak,
some tact. So gauche.
the steak gives him his due, though.
Right.
because
The
it
steak
starts
goes
to
crawling
crawl.
across the fucking countertop, which I guess they
Yes.
achieve by using like puppet wires
Okay.
and making it crawl underneath the fucking countertop.
And he turns on his flashlight on it, and it starts to like, I don't even know how to describe
It
what
like
it does.
meat eruptions.
It like cooks. It doesn't cook, but like part of the meat
Chicken
is
comes
brown
out of the
inside,
steak?
and I don't know. It does
It's gamey.
Yeah. Whatever it is, you know, it
Whatever
smelled bad.
gamey is. Oh yes, it did.
And in his distress, he drops his chicken leg, and it is full of maggots.
It's maggots, Michael.
Maggots. It's just rice, Michael.
It's just
Come
rice. It's just
on.
noodles.
So he runs to this like really convenient utility closet
Right?
they have
Is that
off
the
the
laundry
kitchen.
room?
I guess that's got a sink in it.
Right.
And I don't understand this at all.
I don't know what
He
happens
sees a little
here.
crack in
He's-
his face.
Yeah,
And the
and he,
next
like,
thing you know, he just
picks
rips
at
his
it.
own face off.
And this is Steven Spielberg's hands.
Oh, ripping his face
Yeah,
off? Why
yeah,
wasn't
that-
it his own hands?
Well, because it's a dummy. It's not really him.
That's true.
When it's like the dummy head,
Right.
it's Steven
Which is
Spielberg's
clearly
head.
because it has no neck.
Right.
When it
it's like-
becomes the dummy head, it has no neck whatsoever.
it's really good and really bad all at the
Yes.
same time.
But like, why
once
would
them
you rip
chunks
off
hit
your
the-
own face?
Bitch? It's Poltergeist.
And then he wakes up like,
Like,
oh,
oh,
fuck,
fuck.
my face is fine.
Here, I ripped my face off, or did I?
Right? And then, meanwhile, Ryan, who's in there drawing his spooky ass drawing of the stairwell with the ghosts in it,
Right. He's got the headphones
he
on.
got his headphones on and doesn't hear all the machines start
Yes.
taking readings all of a sudden.
Yes.
And the camera starts panning itself over to the stairwell.
The fog machine starts up there.
And you hear a door open and you
Mm-hmm.
see a light come from upstairs.
Yep. And it's like the ghost of
Entity.
Christmas
Yeah.
present.
And Marty's backing out of the kitchen and he sees it and tells Ryan,
Right.
like, what the fuck?
Well, he's had a moment. He like backs in there all
Yes.
traumatized because my face.
And so you see all the lights and the swirls, and then Dr. Lesh wakes up and everybody wakes up.
Everybody sees all these spirits coming down the staircase.
Which like
and-
aren't super clear until they watch them back on the tape.
yes,
You just kind of see beams
balls
and
of light and whatever.
flying around the room. And so they watch the footage, and on the tape you can see it was like several ghosts.
several people, like different
People
people
walking
like, who are
down
these
the
people? Like
stairs.
I don't know who
And
they are.
Robbie's like all up in it.
right?
He's enthralled by all of this.
Well, yeah, because this is like wild. He's got to be what, like 8, 9?
You would think he'd be more scared, but I guess not because he has less fear as an 8 or 9-year-old.
Maybe. There was another movie that came out around the same time with him in it, also in 1982, called Don't Go to Sleep.
Something like that.
Don't Look Over There. Something like that. I don't know.
Something with the word
Valerie
don't in
Harper and like him. And it was like a
okay.
made-for-TV movie. And it was like kind of like this, where there was like a haunting of a dead somebody and like, but it was darker. Like it had a higher body count. Like people actually died. But yeah, he was in it.
So the next day they send their 8-year-old child alone off in a taxi with their dog because the 80s was a different
The dog
time.
was like, hey, I'm going to bounce. I'm going to go.
It seemed like they were going to
dog
send him
was like-
alone and the dog was like, nah, I'm going to go with him.
Yeah, you know what? You're sending him away? I'm going to go with Robbie.
It's not that weird considering I feel like the first time I flew on a plane alone, I was 7.
Well, I mean, you could be an unaccompanied minor. Like
I
you
went
just-
and they flag you. Like they put
Yeah.
a big old tag on you that says unaccompanied minor.
Right.
That's like if you have a layover, it's called invitation for kidnapping.
Well, I mean,
Look.
that's what I'm saying is that if you were smart enough, you made it to adulthood. And if you weren't, you ended up on Unsolved Mysteries.
Well, I flew unattended at least twice when I was like 7 and when I was like 12. And I'm
I don't
alive
think I
to
ever
this
did
day.
any solo taxi.
Unaccompanied traveling.
Unaccompanied anything, really. I don't think so.
So Dr. Lesh is looking at this jewelry, and that's when she's saying it ranges from
Right.
like 10-year-old stuff to 100-year-old stuff.
Right. And she's like, well, I'm going to take it back to test it.
I'm going to take it to the lab.
I'm going to take it to the lab. But I'll be back.
And the doorbell rings,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the boss.
Yes.
But this moment, though, between Dr. Lesh and Diane is so heartwarming. Where
It
she's
really
like,
is. She's like, I'm coming
Marty's
back.
leaving. He's not coming back. I'm going to leave Ryan with you, but I will be back. And she like pulls her into her lap
Yes.
and
like,
gives her a big old hug. Like,
I will be
am
back.
coming back.
I am coming back. I am
Don't
going to
worry.
help you. Yeah.
So yeah, Dad's boss is at the door talking about they miss him at the office.
Right. Like, what's going on here? We're like, where he's like, oh, I had
you
the
look
flu.
like shit.
He's like, yeah, well, I had the flu.
And this piano, which I never noticed until this one scene, this random piano
No.
that looks like Sam's piano. It's all old. It's like a fucking harpsichord practically.
This is Sam's piano.
It's just like moving around the room and he
Yeah.
rushes his boss
right,
out
like,
like,
oh, yeah,
everything's
yeah,
fine.
before you can see some shit. And he's like, are you happy here? Like, why don't you take a ride with me?
So they take a ride.
And he's like asking him, he's like, so where's your daughter?
I heard you missed a lot of work. Your daughter missed a lot of school. And he's like, yeah,
Oh,
we all got the flu.
Yeah.
So, meanwhile, Diane walks past the kids' room and decides to give it a shot. She's like, hello, knock, knock, knock.
Right.
Carol Ann?
Right. And it like, she tries to open
like,
it and it like
shrieks
screams
at her.
at her. Yeah, it's like,
Yes.
oh, God.
So yeah, and this is where we find out when Dad is talking to the boss that Carol Ann was born in that house.
Right. And he takes him up the hill and offers him a new spot up there to make him partner.
Except for it's like in the middle of a graveyard.
Right. And he's like, well, what are you supposed to do about this? He's like, no, it's cool. Like, we're going
We've
to
done
move
it before.
all down there where you live.
All 300 acres.
All of Cuesta Verde was a cemetery, but
And-
we moved all the things.
And Steve's like, nobody told me about this.
Right. That doesn't seem right. Like, is that a thing that you could do?
Well,
like,
this
'cause
is
it
based
doesn't.
on a true story.
I know. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It doesn't seem right.
And the boss is like, no one's complained about it till now.
Well,
They're complaining.
yes. Get ready.
So that night in the house,
Yes.
Dr. Lesh comes back. Ryan's filming Diane and Steve talking about this event because they're telling
Tangina. She has arrived.
y'all mind hanging back. You're jamming my frequency.
Yes. Jamming my frequencies.
So she heads upstairs, almost runs. If she could run,
Right?
in them little,
If she could, well,
the
she
legs.
has little like heels on.
Yeah,
She's kind of svelte. She's just teeny.
she
she's
seems
just
very
compact.
small. Yes.
But yeah, she goes up there and she's like, why is this door locked?
And Steve is being such a dick. This is like the only scene where he's a dick, where he's like, what
kinda
side of the
being-
rainbow are we working tonight?
Right? Did he call her a munchkin just now?
He sure did. And then he tries to answer her when she's like, why is this
Am I
door
addressing
locked?
the living?
He tries to answer in his mind.
Right. And she was like, yeah, I heard you. I just don't like doing that shit.
I don't like
or whatever.
trick
Yeah.
answers.
Trick answers, right. And
Tangina tells Diane, come give me your hand.
Right. She's like, come down here.
I'm not
gonna
gonna
get
bite ya.
whiplash. Right.
Come on down here. You're going to give me whiplash looking up at you.
Where was the last area of bilocation?
Your daughter is alive and in this house.
In this house.
And so she asks about the last incident of bilocation, and she gets her strongest feeling. The origin is in the closet.
In the closet. And she was like, will you do whatever I say, even if it contradicts your belief?
As a Christian and a
Right.
human being,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be strong for your daughter.
Right. She's like, I will do whatever I have to do
To get my
to
kid.
get my kid back.
So Tangina gathers them all around and tells them there's no death. There's only a transition to a different sphere of consciousness.
Right. But she's not like those that she's with.
Yeah,
She's
Carol Ann is
alive.
a living presence in the spiritual plane. They're
Right.
attracted to her life force.
And they want what they don't have.
Desperately. So, these souls are not a part of consciousness. They linger in a perpetual dream state, a nightmare from which they cannot wake.
They are not at rest.
But inside the light is salvation.
And Carol Ann can help them cross over.
But she will only hear her mother's voice.
Yep.
Now hold on to yourselves.
Yes.
One more thing.
Right. Oh, that she
Terrible
talks about
presence
the presence.
in there.
And that's the beast. To her, it's another child.
But to
To us, it's
it
the
is the beast. Now
Let's go get your daughter. Not without my daughter.
Right? So they start numbering tennis balls
Right,
and
they're-
filling the bath full of
right,
water
there
and getting
is
a
a
big
way.
rope.
There is a reason we're doing all this shit. She's like,
Tangina's got a plan.
call to her. Try again. She's under restraint.
There are many arms about her.
Right? And she's, who's she's more threatened by?
Neither one of us.
Right? Like nobody else. She's like, it doesn't matter who is the
Fight
authority.
about it
Yeah,
later.
Fight about it later. Don't get her back.
Be cross with her. Be angry.
Come
and you'll
on,
never see her
Daddy.
again.
Carol Ann? Woo! I came out the closet.
You get out. You talk to me or you're going to get a real spanking
Yeah,
now.
I'll tell them that you're going to spank. We don't hit her. Like, say it.
Carol Ann, you answer your parents, you're going to get a real spanking from the both of us.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Mommy.
You can give me a spanking.
Help me.
Ooh.
She's away from him.
Right.
Diane, ask about the light.
No, go into the light. No, like run into the light. Like quick.
Are
tell her
you in
before-
the light?
Right. Mommy's waiting there for you. I hate you for that.
Oh, this whole part.
Oh.
Clear your minds. He knows what scares you.
Right.
Don't give him any help.
Nope.
So they open the door.
And there it is. This
The hot chip
vortex-
show
Yes.
is happening.
Yeah.
So
that's what-
Tangina sends Ryan downstairs to wait by the target.
Right. Give me them balls.
Give me tennis ball number 1.
Right. She throws it and it comes through.
All meaty.
I know. It's all gooey.
It's got like ectoplasm and shit
I would
on
assume
it.
that's what
I
that
would
is.
assume.
That's what that is.
She throws the second ball and that comes through.
It worked. It's my handwriting.
So Tangina asks for Diane's hand. And they go into the room together.
Right? She ties her up with that rope and she's
Well,
like,
at first Tangina's trying to go, and she's
oh,
like,
that's
she
right.
ain't gonna
She's
go
like,
to
she's
you.
not going to go to you. And
She's
she's
never
like,
seen you.
you've never done this before. Like, neither
Neither
of you.
of
She's like, well,
you.
good point. You go.
And oh, Daddy
I
wants to
know.
go, and she's like, but you have
No.
to hold the rope.
Right.
And this kiss, like that could be the last time they ever see each other.
I know. I love you. I love
Oh.
you.
So Dr. Lesh is watching from the door, and Tangina's
Right.
like, no, you go wait with Ryan and don't pull until I say.
Right. You don't do anything until I say.
So Steven, don't let go. And he's like, never.
I would never, but you
Which
know,
he does.
do. Yeah.
He do.
So it's like, how will we know?
And Tangina backs away. She's concentrating.
Crossover children, all are welcome. All are welcome.
Go into the light.
Into the light.
And he's like, no, you said
Like
don't
you
go.
said, don't do all of that.
And he
But-
starts pulling back, and she's like, no,
no,
not
stop,
yet.
not yet. And that skull comes out.
Ooh,
Roar!
that
And that's-
monster head.
That's why he dropped the rope.
So yeah, he got a little scared.
And then downstairs, the gals come through.
They do, all covered in goop.
All gooey. Get him in the water.
And Ryan tries to pick him up, and he comes out like, no!
No, that's
I'll
mine.
have him.
Yeah, so
But Ryan helps them
Hi,
because they're all
Daddy.
slimy.
Hi,
Yeah,
Daddy.
right?
Hi, Daddy.
And they get them to the tub, and like, I don't know what about putting them in the tub helped because they didn't even like wash their faces off.
No, it was
or
kind of like being reborn, I guess.
maybe it was like
it
really
was a water
warm
birth
water.
like she had.
Maybe she was born in that tub. I don't know. It doesn't say.
I don't know, but she's in there with like she just had her,
Right, all
almost, like
covered
she's
in
all
goop.
gooey and whatever. And
Yeah.
she's on her chest.
And so she wakes up, and Caroline wakes up. Hi, Daddy. Oh, and at least these paranormal investigators have the decency to
Like
close
to close the door and let the family be.
let them
and
have their
whatever.
moment.
And Tangina, she's like, "Whew,
This
house is clean."
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Because while they're packing up to move,
Right? The Freelings are leaving in the morning.
and
Or
now,
no, they're just moving. They're
or just
moving.
yeah,
They're
we don't
packing
know.
up their
I'm
shit.
assuming ASAP.
Right, like within the next couple days. And Dana is aware of the Holiday Inn off of 74.
Right, because she's going to go eat at a friend's, and she's like, well, we're not sleeping here tonight. You need to get home because Dad wants to go to the Holiday Inn. And she's like,
I
oh,
know
yeah, I
that
remember
place.
that place.
Dana.
16?
Dana.
You what?
Yeah. She's like, oh, nothing.
Are you going to do anything about this gray?
Yeah,
Your
she's
new
got
gray?
them Lily Munster streaks. It looks
She's like,
good.
you don't think it's kind of punk?
Right.
Like,
I
I would have
like
left
I
it.
would have left it. She worked for those.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Carol Ann doesn't seem to remember anything.
Nope.
Like for her, it's even kind of weird. Like she feels hungover.
Yeah, she feels like she's been like asleep for days, she said, or something.
Yeah, like she just woke up or whatever. So now Diane's going to dye her hair, but she starts a bath first.
So I don't understand. If you've ever dyed your hair, you don't do it in a bathtub.
No.
Because when you rinse it out, that bathtub will be full of hair dye,
and
while
it's gonna
your
get in
body
butt.
is in it. So,
You're going to dye your pubes too.
and there's no shower, as far as I can tell,
I couldn't
attached to
see
that
it there,
tub where,
no.
like, after
And she
had
it in a towel?
that towel is done now.
And the
That towel
towel's
goes in the
root.
trash now.
The towel is now your hair dyeing towel.
Yeah. Yes.
I
And
mean,
don't
I
wash
guess.
and wash it alone. You
Yeah.
can't wash it with anything else
No.
now.
Ruined.
I don't get it. So like,
Anyhow.
Dad was supposed to be home
Steven
early.
Spielberg and Toby Hooper had no idea.
They don't know.
They didn't know.
So Dad was supposed to have been home early from work because they want to get to the Holiday Inn. Dana
Also
was
this.
supposed to have been home right after dinner.
Right.
Yet it is bedtime for the 9 and
Right.
5-year-old, which means it's between 7 and 9 p.m.
Well, because like
depending
he
on-
says, if the kids get tired, let them knock out early. But like, it's not early. She's like, tuck
It's
yourselves
dark as
in.
fuck outside. Yeah. So
I mean,
yeah.
is it stormy? Is it
And
another
why
dark
is
and
this
stormy
damn
night?
clown not packed?
That would be the first motherfucking thing in the
There
truck.
is no reason why this is a last minute pack unless you were going to leave it in the house, which you should.
You should put it in the goddamn garbage.
You should shred it.
I-
Well, but
shred
it
it.
hasn't done anything yet. It's about to do something.
I know, but
So
it's
they don't
still
know yet.
awful. It's still awful. This fucking clown.
And this is where Carol Ann is in bed with this like she's got a doll with like a detached
see, I didn't
head.
even notice that. I was too busy.
So
with
the
this
head
fucking
is
clown.
there. It's like on the pillow next to her, and she's chewing on an action figure. She has like an action figure in her mouth.
It was the 80s, bitch. This is what you would chew
and
on all
she
kinds of
goes
shit.
to like hug her doll and roll over, and the head is like detached, so it just rolls
Oh,
off
weird.
onto the floor.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, so he
I
tries
was too busy with this clown.
he tries to cover Robbie tries to cover the clown with the jacket again, and then all of a
But
sudden
it's gone.
It's gone.
Oh my god! So he's like, oh, and this scene almost killed this.
Yeah,
kid.
he really got choked by this motherfucking clown.
There would have been no surviving Freeling kids if it would have like completed the job.
So yeah, he goes to look under the bed, and there's nothing there because the clown is back there
Ah,
strangling
it's
his
behind
ass.
you! Ah, like wraps around his neck and drags him under the bed. Oh, it's awful.
And then Mom, she's out of the tub now, blow drying her hair. She gets pushed all up the wall.
She gets
and
assaulted
ceiling
by a
and
ghost.
is
And
trying
did
to
you
lift
see
her.
the picture
No,
change?
no.
I've heard about it 100 times. I never noticed it until this time. But on the dresser or whatever it is, there's like family pictures. Mm-hmm. And you see them earlier. And right before this happens, when she starts getting assaulted, if you look, there's a picture of Dana and all the other pictures are gone. and there's a picture of a like appears to be Jim Jones.
What?
I don't know if that's who it is, but it looks like Jim Jones
I have never noticed
with like
that.
a black mask on.
Interesting.
And like right before all of this happens, if you look in the dresser, there's a picture of what looks like Jim Jones and the same picture of Dana, and all the other family pictures are gone. And that's when she gets dragged up. It's one of those rotating rooms.
Ah, yeah,
Is how they did it or whatever.
So while she's rolling around the room, Robbie's meanwhile strangling the clown back.
Yes, he's fighting back this clown. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, no one's coming.
And the closet opens and the light turns on again.
Yes, it starts sucking things out, but it's also slimy.
It gets like the closet kind of gets like organic slimy
Ectoplasm?
material coming out
I
of
guess
the
that's
edges.
what all that is.
And Mom can't get in because there's a fucking ghost beast in the
Like
hallway.
it's like Fright Night. It's like
Ooh.
I don't know what that is.
No, don't
touch
my
my babies. Oh my God.
And she
there's,
gets
like,
knocked the fuck down the stairs.
Yes, and like so she goes out like running.
Well, first she runs
screaming.
up and tries to get back in, and she gets like shocked by the
she can't-
railing.
Yes.
And then she gets shocked by the doorknob.
And now, is it just me? Am I crazy? But like, so this grand staircase, right? Did it change?
It was wonky or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It like
seemed
changed
weird.
shape. It like got weird. It got weird.
I
angled.
thought so.
Okay, good.
I
It
didn't
wasn't
find
just
anything
me.
about it when I was looking stuff up,
I
but it
feel like
seemed
it
to me
was
like it was
altered or like shot at a different angle to make it look
Maybe.
crooked or something.
So Mom finally gets outside and it is now pouring rain.
Yes.
She's screaming for help from
Yes.
anyone, and she
She
slips
falls
into this muddy
into
pool
the unfinished pool.
and is surrounded by corpses.
Real life skeletons.
Well, because they use them because they're cheaper than.
Well, they're cheaper. She didn't know though.
I didn't actually. I've heard that, but I couldn't actually find that in my research. I found about that she didn't want to get in the pool because there was all kinds of electrical
Right,
stuff, and that
and
Steven Spielberg got in the pool
Was
with
like,
her.
well, I'll get in with you, and then
But
we'll
I
both
didn't
die.
find anything about them actually being real skeletons. But
I
but they say
heard
that's
that
cheaper.
she-
I don't know.
I knew that it was real skeletons, and it is because it's cheaper. But that she didn't know until after she was rolling around.
Because you wouldn't get in there if you knew that was real
Fuck
corpses.
no! I would rather get in there with the electrical equipment.
The muddy pool's bad enough.
It's
and the
wet.
electrical equipment.
It's wet.
And wet corpses pass.
Hard no.
You can't pay me enough.
Nope.
And it's so muddy, and she can't get out.
Right,
and
she
she's
can't-
sliding back in, and then finally Ben.
Yes, the neighbor shows up, and he's like, "What the fuck is all this shit?" And she's like,
Right?
"I gotta get to my kids."
And he bails. They
Yeah,
just
they're
go
like,
home
"Bye."
and go to bed, and
This
you
ain't
never
my
see them
problem.
again.
Not my chair, not my problem.
Mm.
Well, they'll see later. Like they're like
Out there in the
they're
street.
right
like,
next
"What's
door.
happening?"
Like I'm sure they see what happens.
Yeah. So she gets back in. She runs upstairs, but as she's trying to go to their room, that hallway, like in your
Yes,
dreams,
it
gets
does
like
that long. Like the
impossibly
longer
long.
she runs, the further it gets.
But she finally gets there, but she's immediately almost sucked into this gaping maw in the
Yes,
closet.
it like pulls her up immediately, and the kids are hanging on to the thing, and she's like,
She gets Robbie's hand. There's like
Right.
a tongue thing coming out, or like a
Yes.
tendril coming out.
she's like, grab onto your sister, grab onto me.
God
Help me! And she yanks him through.
And Dad rolls up just in time to see the house just like flashing crazy with lights.
Right. He's like, what the fuck is happening? I should have come home earlier.
And he's got his boss in the car.
Now, what I don't understand, in the very beginning, they're leaving, right? They're packing up their shit.
Right.
They're leaving because there's some ghostly fucking shit happening in this house.
Indeed.
She lets those children, she's
Go
going
in
to
that
take
same
a bath
room.
where the portal is.
Well, because Tangina told them this house
I
is
don't give a
clean.
fuck.
Tangina
Nope.
is not as
Nope.
good at her job
We're
as she
never
thinks.
going in that fucking room again. I don't give a shit.
And
We're
especially
leaving
if
anyway.
Dana's gone and like, go in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Go lay in my bed.
I'm going to be in the bath smoking a doob.
Right?
You
I
guys
can
be
hear you
here.
from
I can
here.
hear you. I can see you from here if I
How
absolutely
could
have
she even
to.
relax and almost fall asleep in the bath after the fucking...
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah. So Dad, they come home with his...
The
he
weed
comes
is
home
not
with his
that
boss.
good.
No. He comes home with his boss and is like, there's
What the
caskets
fuck?
coming out of
Yes,
fucking
there's
everywhere.
coffins and like bodies launching out of the fucking grave.
You son of a bitch, you moved the cemetery, but you left
Yeah,
the bodies,
You
didn't
moved the
ya?
headstones, but not the bodies. Why?
So mom and the kids go out the back and are trying to come around the side. They get everyone in the car.
Right,
And
can't
bodies
find
are...
the keys. He's digging for his keys.
Oh, my God.
The body
The
launches
tension.
onto the hood of the car.
And then Dana rides up in this fucking like a red Camaro or some shit with a
Bitchin'
hickey
Camaro,
on her
bitchin'
neck
Camaro. I ran over my
and
neighbor.
a sweater tied around her shoulders like Dana.
Dana.
First of all, you're 16. Second of all,
Seriously.
your family's in crisis. Like, I know.
They were going to leave without her. They just would have left. If she hadn't have shown up at that moment, they
and
would have
while
left
she's
her
out
ass.
there screaming, you don't see her get into the car.
No.
But she's with them at the hotel.
And you
but
don't
they're-
see her date do shit. Just
Nope.
bails.
Yep. They race off.
Yeah.
And the boss just watches as the house like
Implodes on
sucks
itself.
into itself
And
and
it's like a little-
disappears. Oh, little balloon sound. And I didn't see no pool hole in that
Neither did I. I
property.
was looking for it and I didn't see it either.
Uh-huh.
I
And
didn't
that
see
property
shit.
didn't even look nearly big enough to
Nope.
have held that
Nope,
house.
it did not look the same.
And where were all those coffins that just erupted out of everywhere?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So they drive out of Cuesta Verde.
Yep,
They get to
it's
the
over.
Holiday Inn, which
They
the
have
sign
escaped.
says "Welcome, Dr. Fantasy and Friends" on the marquee.
Is that who is playing there in the lounge at the
Who's
Holiday Inn
Dr.
on
Fantasy and Friends?
Dana knows, I'm sure.
Doctor, I'm gonna type it.
Do it.
Dr. Fantasy.
Dr. Fantasy and
Oh, it came up. Let's see. Dr. Fantasy.
Fantasy.
This is 13 things you don't know about Poltergeist.
Okay, yeah, I don't. That's one.
The skeletons were real?
Duh.
There's all these. Let's see. 13 things. I can't even say it. 13
13
ghosts. I'm still on.
Oh!
The one-shot share scene. Wow.
One-shot
chair
shot.
scene, which we talked
Yeah,
about.
we got there.
Spielberg's hands, we talked
Yep.
about. Fish tank lights.
Oh.
The most difficult scene lighting-wise. Why does it say fish tank lights? Oh, the strobing lights was a
Oh.
Las Vegas spotlight, smoke machines, 4 large wind machines, and a
It was-
couple of fish tanks.
It was too fucking much is what it was.
The Beast was the villain setup for Poltergeist 2 and Poltergeist 3.
Okay.
Babies having babies, which was the thing about Dana being 16, and that Diane was 16 when she gave birth.
In real life, Craig T. Nelson is only 15 years older than Dominique Dunne, and JoBeth Williams is only 11 years older than her.
Okay. Where does it say? Okay, Dr. Fantasy and Friends. Dr. Fantasy is Poltergeist producer Frank Marshall's magician stage
Oh,
name.
that's right. I saw that.
Yeah.
I
So that's why
saw
it
that
said
and I
that.
forgot it. Okay.
So it closes with them entering their room, and then
Yes.
Dad
Like,
comes out and puts the
exhausted.
TV.
And puts
On
the
the
TV
hallway-
out
in the hallway.
and they go to bed and the end. Roll credits.
And how did this doom us?
I just
Oh my God.
How did it not?
I feel like I still believe in this afterlife that, like,
Yeah.
if you get trapped between, like, if you don't know you died, you get trapped
Mm-hmm.
between dimensions, and like when you go into the light, you know all the answers.
Right,
like, there's
right,
still a
right.
part of my brain that thinks
I could buy
that's
it.
what happens when you die.
Well, that and like when, of course, because you saw Poltergeist 2, and then
Right.
that one doomed you because Julian Beck is fucking the holy temple.
That was
Yeah,
that shit was creepy.
that one was like cursed harder. I almost feel like that one was even cursed harder. And then
Poltergeist 2.
once you
curse
get to the
harder.
third one, I was scared to put my hands on a mirror.
right?
Like mirrors freaked me out for so
suck
long
you
after
in.
the third one. Like that one freaks me out.
Mm-hmm.
The third one kind of freaks me out more than this one.
This one was just, it was, I hate to keep saying it, but it was a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And the second
this
and
was
third,
also,
even
like-
though they had some of the same people, it just wasn't the same vibe.
It wasn't the same vibe. It was like a different. Well, because also this was almost the reason that the only body count is Tweety is because Steven Spielberg apparently wanted this to be PG
Right.
so that he could run it with E.T.
Oh.
And it is. It's PG.
They came out the same year?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So he wanted to be able to put it all together with all of that.
Well, and I
So-
feel like I was pretty little when I first saw Poltergeist. Like, I
Yeah.
might have been fucking Carol Ann's age when I saw Poltergeist.
I was Carol Ann's age when I saw Jaws.
because it was PG and
Maybe.
because no one died in it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was way into ET.
Yeah.
I feel like this was a part of my life from
I'm
when I was
sure.
really, really young.
I'm sure this is like a buried fucking memory that it was like something that I saw, just like E.T.
And I don't think I even ever thought of it as a horror or a,
No,
because like,
It's
yeah,
like a
there's a
thriller.
couple ghosts. Yeah.
it's a thriller. It's not really a
It's
horror
supernatural, but like,
movie. Yeah, it's not really. I mean, it's kind of more about how kind of cute this family is,
yeah.
more than anything else.
And how much they love each other.
How much they love each other, and how they just go on into the second one, just to not mention the daughter.
The oldest
She
daughter.
did, yeah. I mean, I see why they
And
did.
then in the third one, they just ship her off to like a fucking
Yes!
uncle. Like,
See, now that kind of
you
doesn't
know
make
your
sense.
kid is haunted as fuck.
That
you just
doesn't make
shipped her
sense.
off.
That doesn't make sense. That we're like, what we hate you so fucking bad,
Like, we've dealt with this haunting nonsense
it's
for
like,
long enough.
and we send you to somebody that doesn't even fucking want you because
Right?
JoBeth, that's not really her. Diane's sister, right? Is
That's who it is. I think Diane's sister and her husband. And his kid,
Tom Skerritt.
who's like Lara Flynn Boyle.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yes. Very weird.
It's bizarre, but like the stepdad or like the guy that's not even related to this,
It
child
cares more about this
cares
kid
more
than her
than
actual
the fucking
aunt.
actual aunt. Yes,
It's very weird.
anyway. It freaks me out about mirrors.
Yeah. So anyway, the Doom Biz.
Do it for your birthday.
You guys, it's our birthday month. I don't know if we
Yes.
mentioned it already. I'm sure we
we
did.
did at the beginning that tomorrow's your birthday.
Patreon.com/Doom Generation
Give
for
us a
as little
gift.
as $2, $4, $10 a month. Give us a little gift.
You know, spooky season. It's birthday season.
Instagram at Doom Generation Pod. We got a link in that link tree that takes to a little Amazon wish list
Oh shit!
for things for our studio. If you are craving video content,
If you want it, we're setting it up. I don't know if you've seen it, but we got some cool shit in here.
we need more stuff to fill up our background so that we can
Yes.
start doing some regular video content. So if you want to get in on that, that's in our bio. The merch, you want a t-shirt, a bag, a fucking cup, a magnet, a sticker, whatever. It's either on Patreon or it's in that link tree in
Get to the
Instagram.
tree. Get to the tree.
So get over there, get that free bonus content on Instagram, get that paid bonus content on Patreon, and we will talk at you next week.
And until then, later, Doomers.